that time where I built my wealth, when I was building a business that made all the cash, mate, I was exhausted after 5 years. I could hardly fucking talk to anybody at the end of it. I was working every night, every day, 7 days a week. I had no girlfriend, no partner. I just fucking worked and was stressed all that time and plowed everything into investing, and live cheap.
I think the age, right? If for anyone listening and you're like, okay, great, that's awesome, but how do I decide? In my opinion, your age is the most determinant factor on deciding that, right? Like if you're 50 and you're going to go for it, your odds are like so even more minuscule than if you're 20 and you're going to go for it, right? Like your age is a big determining factor. If you're 20 right now, you probably have the best chance of success because you're young, you're energetic, you're native to the technology that's coming out today. You haven't been conditioned by the previous world that we're in. You're not a fucked up millennial that's been burnt since the GFC and the boomers own all the properties and you're bitter because of that. If you're 20 today, you are in the best seat, right? You are in the best seat to go all out, to give it a try and work yourself out. Don't spend your 20s overseas trying to find yourself, right? Fucking drinking and partying and getting on the piss. Go overseas or stay in Australia or wherever you want to do it and grind, because you have the energy and the hormones to back up that grind. As you get older, it gets so much harder, and especially in a world that is changing as rapidly what it is now. If you're 50, right, your options are a little bit more limited, right? And that's where maybe you need to be looking at, how can you get a 20% or 25% promotion and take that 25% from your promotion and invest it in hard assets or growth assets or something like that in order to make your retirement a little bit more comfortable, right? I think your age is the biggest determining factor in the decision that you make.
Yeah. So what you're saying, Mark, is if you're over 40 and you want to go into entrepreneurship, go on TRT. Is that what you're saying?
Well, that would fucking help. I guarantee you it'll help. I guarantee you. I mean, I'm not on TRT. I take Tribulus, and that helps. So.
Same shit.
I'm off to bloody Panama in February. I've got my third meeting with a surgeon tonight to get stem cells just to fucking get out of pain for all the fucking 30 years of sitting on a computer trying to make money for 30 years straight. It's fucked my back. And now I'm going over to Panama to get stem cells in my spine. You pay for it one way or the other.
But Adam, to your point, I think people don't realize they have a lot more options than what they do, right? Like a lot of people listening, my guess is that maybe 30 to 50% of people listening to this show have somewhere between $500 and $1 million of equity in their property. You'd be surprised at how much opportunity that unlocks with all the things that we've been talking about in this episode. It doesn't need to be 5 million, right? Because we're not saying go and put that $1 million in the bank. We're not saying that. That's not the strategy, right? So even 500 grand to $1 million, which I know a lot of people listening have, because some of them are investing that in trading strategies and things like that. But that is a significant amount of money to unlock wealth building opportunities and growth strategies if you're willing to liquidate the family home.
They get scared shitless about the risk associated with that, because they've taken their whole life to accumulate that $1.5 million to go and dump it in something they've got no idea about, which leads into the point of getting an idea to get that 10.5% tax-free income. How many people are going to go and do it is the other question.
Well, that's the hard part. The hard part is doing the thought experiment that Adam spoke about.
And then having conviction in the asset. And then conviction.
I might get smashed in the comments for this one, but I think it's very, very true, because I've come from both worlds. I've come from Canada, right, where you get a mortgage, right? If it's $1 million, it's $1 million, and if it's 6%, it's 6%. If it's PNI, it's PNI. If it's interest only, it's interest only. That's what you're paying. Doesn't matter. Okay, there's no such thing as an offset account over there. Australia, right? The bank system, very, very smart. They incentivize you by an offset account. Offset account, right, is making people lazy on their investing decisions, in my opinion, because it's a safety net. Imagine the amount of money in this country right now sitting in offset accounts. And I know I'm going to be talking to 90% of the people listening to this, whether you got 10 grand, 100 grand, 500 grand, whether you think your mortgage is paid off and you have all this money sitting in an offset account, offsetting your 5-6% mortgage, right? What is that doing to people? In my opinion, it is making people, right? One, it's a big safety net, right? And two, I think it's making people lazy, looking outside going, yeah, but I'm saving 6%. I got to go out and try and beat that. Think about that one.
Guys, it comes down to thought experiments and getting these things, just doing some thinking. And I say it every week, we have to learn. And Matt Cameron just did a thing on his Instagram saying, look, I'm just going to be honest with most of you that ask me questions on my Instagram. You could do a lot better with your question asking, because you're just programmed. People use Instagram comments and YouTube comments to try and get a meaningful answer from somebody. I'm like, dude, go and use ChatGPT, go and use Grok, go and do these thought experiments, go and really start spending time with you and your family running. Like Mark said, if you've got this capital hidden in a property, what if we, just for a thought experiment, don't shoot me, but what if we sold the house and we did this? Like, let's just play with it.